You got a bunch of these laying around? Tired of using a box cutter? Let's try out this thing instead. So I was at Harbor Freight the other day, walked down an aisle, saw this thing, and I thought, a cutter. Look at the jaws in there, it has a kind of an interesting shape to it. Cardboard, packaging, those are the two I got it for. But it says it works also with carpet foam, leather, plastic, paper, cardstock. It's rechargeable, which I don't know why it's rechargeable, but it's rechargeable. And it's got this little blade that spins around. Okay, this is the Warrior cutter. You see that octagonal blade in there? When you hold the unit, you'll hear little clicks. That is for the safety. You have an on and off switch here, but if you're not holding it firmly, activating the grip safety, it won't do anything. So you squeeze the handle, and there you go. I haven't charged this thing yet. It takes one of these, I think this is a micro USB. This is right out of the box. There's no speed adjustments or anything, that's it. Comes with an extra blade, which is greatly appreciated. I'm gonna break the rules a little bit. It says to let it charge before the first use, but I'm gonna cut something. Let's try this box. Zero out my caliper, 0.12. That's almost 1/8 of an inch, so this should be well within the means of the cutter. Let's see how it does. It's not bad. It doesn't seem to like force very much. I'm gonna push it through here like I'd be using a box cutter. You can do that, but it's fighting you the whole time. It's much better if you just let the tool do the work for you. It says it works on packaging. Let's see if I would have had a better time with these. Okay, it struggled there, so I'm gonna go ahead and charge it, and then we'll give this thing some more tests. Charging it is pretty simple. Find the charging port in the back, take your USB, plug it in, and then plug this in. Needs 120 volts. I think I have that somewhere around here. And you get a red light letting you know that it's charging. So an interesting device for sure. I like how you can just hit the go button. As long as you're squeezing the trigger, it only takes a tap of the on button and then it'll turn off when you let go. It did pretty good at cutting boxes. It struggled on this one, let's see. Yeah, so that's right at 1/4 of an inch, and that's what it said the limit was. Will it still work? Yes, but you have to put a lot more effort into it. And I wouldn't exactly call that
easy.
A much smaller gauge piece of cardboard. Just goes right on through. Is it less effort than a box cutter? Yeah, I think so. On smaller stuff, it certainly is handy to have. You can break down boxes and let this guy do all the work for you. I used to spend a lot of time hacking all my boxes away with this. This does have its advantage. Thicker boxes, harder to reach areas where I might not be able to squeeze this in. I'll still come back to the box cutter, 'cause after all, that's what it's named after. But this guy is certainly handy. You can tear your boxes down in no time, and it takes a lot less effort off of you, off of your wrist, off of your hand to get the same job done. What if you just want to use this as a regular pair of scissors? How does it work with smaller items? I think you can see it works pretty well. It takes a lot of the hand effort out of everyday cutting jobs. I found some of this sticky back carpet for making speaker boxes. Let's see how it works with something like this. It's a bit thicker and it's not just paper anymore. And let's see. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's really nice actually. something to be aware of as you're feeding your material through. If it bumps into that little safety ledge thing right here, it's not going to go all the way through. The material actually has to come up and into the blade where the two cutting edges come together. If it hits that bottom section, it's going to hang it up. Also, as you might have seen, if you have something rigid and you're holding the tool too far down, it'll get hung up on the guard here. So you want to make sure that you're up pretty high. But other than that, it does a really good job. How do you get the blade out? Looks to be a flathead. The blade is attached on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, if you look through that slot, you can see the back half. I guess that's the motor drive. Using a screwdriver on the front, you can line up that slot on the back. And I'm thinking once you do that, this side will hold it and you back off the front side. Let's see if that works. So that is indeed how you do that. There's the blade. It has two little slots on either side where these pins attach to. So that's the trick, and let me tell you, that's not exactly convenient, but I guess you don't have to worry about your blade going anywhere that way. Okay, let's put it back together. Line up the teeth in the slots, put the securing flathead back in it. And once it starts to spin, you gotta line up the back with the slot, put your screwdriver in there to hold it. And then give it a snug. They're not terrible, not exactly convenient. The only thing I really wish they would let you do is turn up the speed, or if nothing else, make the jaws a little bit wider, make it have a little bit more crunch power to it, a little bit more torque. But that's okay. That's not really what it's for. It's for cutting small things, small items, and it does a great job for that. And it has a lanyard hole at the back, so if you need to hang on to it with your wrist or something, I guess you could do that. This guy's going for 40 bucks on their site, but I picked this thing up for I think $24, $25. It was on a coupon, so you'll have to keep an eye out for your coupon on it. 40 isn't bad, but I wouldn't have bought it for 40. For what I paid is well worth it. If you know people with mobility issues, arthritis, have trouble holding on to things, have trouble gripping things to where they can cut and hack, this is a very light squeeze. So as long as they can get it going, it doesn't take a lot of effort on their part, and then they just let the tool do the cutting for them. If you have any questions about the Warrior Cutter, leave them down in the comment section. If you have any uses for this thing that are outside of the box, then let us know about it. I think it's pretty handy. I go through Amazon boxes like crazy. I think a lot of people do. And one of the worst things about having a bunch of boxes is when it comes time to break them down and put them in the recycling bin, you gotta spend a lot of time hacking away, whereas this is gonna save some of that. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching.